All right, first grade, today for Friday, May 1st, we are completing our very last lesson in chapter 12, and really all of our first grade math lessons. So this is our very last first grade math lessons, and coming up next week, we're going to start working on some second grade stuff. So today we're learning about fourths. Yesterday we learned about halves, and when we cut anything in half, into two equal pieces, then we end up with two halves. So if I were to cut this square in half like a sandwich, then there would be two equal pieces, and that would be 1/2 and then another 1/2, which means that I have two halves. So another way that we can separate a shape is into four equal pieces. And if we cut it into four equal shares or four equal pieces, then it's called fourths. So we are going to talk a lot about fourths today. How can a shape be separated into four equal shares? Use what you know about halves. Draw to solve, and then write how many. So here on this part of the first sheet on your math page, it says two friends will share this pizza. Then two more friends come. So now four friends will share the pizza. How can the pizza be cut so each friend gets an equal share? And then how many equal shares are there? So at first, how many friends are going to share this pizza? Right, two. So I want to split this circle in half first thing, because I already know there's going to be two people sharing this pizza. Okay, so I'm going to cut that pizza in half. That way one friend gets this half, one friend gets this half, and they each have a half to eat. They are sharing that pizza equally. But then two more friends come. So now I'm going to have to split this pizza again. Well, if I already have a half over here and a half over here, I can't draw another line in the same place, right? If I draw the line here, do those four pieces of pizza look equal? This one, this one, this one, and this one. So would that be four equal pieces of pizza? No, I would not want to be the person getting that piece. I'd rather have that big piece. So that's not going to be four equal pieces. Well, even if I move it a little bit this way, are those equal? This one in comparison to this one? No. So if I'm already splitting it down the middle, I'm going to have to split it straight across to get four equal pieces. So now we are going to have to draw our line straight across. Okay, so if we draw it straight down to make two equal pieces and then across those halves, we've now split it into four equal shares or four equal parts. There's four friends sharing this pizza. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shares. Four equal shares. So each one will get their own fourth of a pizza because it's taking 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces to put that pizza back together as one whole pizza again. So they are getting a fourth of that pizza. There are four parts, so they each get that 1/4. All right. The model and draw says the four equal shares make one whole. So that's what we were just talking about. Those four pieces of pizza put back together make one whole pizza. So if this square is our one whole square, let's say that's a square birthday cake. That whole cake is sitting there. But if we divide that into four equal shares or fourths, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts that are going to make up that whole cake. So 4 smaller pieces are now going to make our whole cake. So 1 whole, and then this is showing you 4 fourths. Another word for fourths is quarters. Because think about how many quarters are in a dollar. Right, 4. So if 4 quarters make a dollar, then fourths are a quarter of the total. So when there's 4 pieces, you can also call it a quarter. Okay? So, on numbers 1, 2, and 3, it says to color a fourth of the shape. A fourth. That is just 1/4 of that shape. So we just want to color 1 out of those 4 pieces of the whole. So if this is the whole, I just want to color a fourth of it. 1 out of those 1, 2, 3, 4. So on number 2, I'm also going to just color a fourth of this circle. So I'm only going to color 1 of those 4 pieces. And on number 3, go ahead and color 1/4 of that rectangle. I'll give you a minute to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to 4 and 5. And then I'll come back and check on number 3 and see how you did. So 4, 5, and 6, they're telling us to color a quarter of the shape. So 1/4 of each of those shapes. So how many parts are we going to color? Right, a quarter would be 1 out of 4. So 1 out of 4 of those parts. So I'm still only coloring a fourth because that's the same thing as a quarter of the shape. So on number 5, I'm only going to color a quarter of that shape, which means 1/4. 1 out of 4 pieces. I've colored a quarter of that shape. So now on number 6, I want you to go ahead and color a quarter of that shape. All right, if that wasn't enough time, feel free to pause the video until you get that colored. But we're going to go back to number 3 and I'm going to check your work. So, I'm coloring a fourth of this shape. So you don't have to color this specific box, but you can only color 1 out of those 4 boxes. And then on number 6, you are supposed to color a quarter of that shape. So I'm going to color 1 out of those 4 triangles because I'm only coloring a quarter of it. A quarter is the same as 1/4. Or a fourth of. Okay, so now what you're gonna do on your own part, it says circle the shapes that show fourths. So remember, they have to be equal fourths. So they have to be equal and they have to have 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is showing me 4 equal parts in that rectangle. Looking down here at number 10, this is only cut into 2 pieces, which means this is cut into halves. So that is not going to get circled. So now I want you to do 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You can X it out if it is not 4 equal parts. Circle it if it does show you fourths. Okay, Then on number 16, it says to draw 3 different ways to show fourths. So you're using the same square, but you have to show me 4 equal parts. I'm gonna let you give that a try on your own based on the examples through your packet, but parents, make sure and guide them a little bit on that one. And of course the answer key will be up on Class Dojo, but I'm not going to guide that one anymore. I think that you all can do that on your own. Different directions, different ways of laying that out. They've got to be 3 different ways to show me 4 equal parts. All right, then we have on the back, these are some problem solving applications. So write down here on the line either halves, fourths, or quarters to name what each shape is cut into. So how many parts does it have? Does the circle have halves, fourths, or quarters? And then does this square have halves, fourths, or quarters? Number 18, circle the shape that shows quarters. Is it this shape or this shape? Which one is showing quarters? Remember, it has to be equal parts. And finally, number 19, Alano has a small pizza. Here it is. There's his small pizza. He wants to share the pizza with friends. He cuts the pizza into fourths. Draw lines to show how he cuts the pizza. So you need to show me over here with your lines, how does he need to cut that pizza to have fourths, 4 equal parts? So how many equal shares did you draw? How many different parts did you end up with? How many halves can you show in a circle? And then tell how you can solve this problem in a different way. All right, so I'm going to put the answer key on Class Dojo. If you all need any other guidance or help with this problem specifically or any other problem in today's lesson, please let me know. But we want to make sure we understand halves and fourths. This is starting your understanding of fractions, which you're going to get into a lot more in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, and even 5th through 8th grade. So we want to start beginning to understand parts, parts of a whole. So please let me know how I can help you in any way today.